You guys want to see something really cool? This is the shoulder that I've been rehabbing ever since I took a pretty nasty hit. Well, actually, I hit somebody pretty nasty and they put their shoulder or their helmet into my shoulder and the bruise that came with it too. I think that this bruise really allowed me to take some time off and analyze how this channel works, but even more importantly, give you guys the videos that you need with upcoming Thunder Dragons. It's really interesting to see how the deck thrives, how it flourishes, taking over 28% of YCS Niagara. The deck can be really overwhelming. In this video, I'm not only going to show you guys how to beat Thunder Dragons, but some really good successful decks against it. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. I actually want you guys to check the very first time when I talked about my fractured shoulder. We're doing really good. I want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not even be possible. And for now, I think we're caught up on all of our new Patreons. So if I didn't say your name, please get in contact with me. I did not miss it on purpose. Without further ado, I present to you how to beat Thunder Dragons. I'm going to give you guys some really good tips, how they work, and some great decks against them, and decks that you might want to shy away from in this format. I know that this is a destroying the meta video, but what I like to do is talk about the history of the deck and of course the strength, because who knows, maybe one day down the line you'll actually like the Thunder Dragon concept and wind up picking it up. I think it's a really fun deck to play and I can't wait to open my Soul Fusions case to start playing it myself. Thunder Dragon is a deck that actually debuted inside of 2004 in a Metal Raider set. We received two awesome cards, Thunder Dragon and Thunder Twin Dragon. You won't believe how powerful those cards was. Well, only one was really good. Thunder Dragon's seen some moderate success inside of the GOAT format, mainly because it was a card that can pitch itself to the graveyard to add 2 more copies of itself, as well as be a light target for Black Luster Soldier and Chaos Sorcerer plays. Fast forward 14 years later, the Soul Fusion set drops, and Thunder Dragon gets a plethora of new support. The ability to just activate cards in your hand or activate when they're banished is really reminiscent of Dragon Rulers in my opinion. The only difference between Dragon Rulers and Thunder Dragon is, while, you know, Dragon Rulers don't have an extra deck monster, Thunder Dragons have 2 huge extra deck monsters that literally prevent your opponent from playing. Now there's Thunder Dragon Colossus and Thunder Dragon Titan. Both of them are really strong monsters in their own essence. Thunder Dragon Titan allow you to activate its effect every time a Thunder monster's effect is activated from hand, giving you a free destruction on the field, and Thunder Dragon Colossus preventing your opponent from searching. Now these cards seem really respectable, very strong fusion monsters, but what makes them a little bit over the top is their ability to summon themselves to their side of the field without the use of a fusion card. Both of these monsters can be assessed easily as long as you've activated a Thunder monster in your hand and then fulfill the next requirement. Sometimes it's banishing and tributing a fusion Thunder monster, sometimes it's just tributing a non-fusion Thunder monster to bring these big bad boys on your side of the field. The deck has everything you want inside of a tier 1 strategy. It has recursion, it has searchability, it has mad searchability, it has synergy with older cards. I really think that Thunder Dragon is a deck here to come, and it's definitely gonna stay. It's gonna be one of those tier 1 decks of the format that somewhere down the line Konami might just have to hit, or just might stay here forever like True Draco, and they keep hitting and it just keeps finding ways to be competitive. So I have good news and bad news. The good news is there are quite a few cards to counter Thunder Dragon in particular situations. The bad news is there's no singular card, or there aren't too many singular cards to completely shut down Thunder Dragons. Now that's a good thing and a bad thing in its own. It means that Thunder Dragon, in my opinion, is genuinely a tier 1 deck when we have cards that aren't yet released to stop Thunder Dragons. And the good news again is these cards, or some of these cards, can actually be placed inside of your main board to not only hit Thunder Dragons but other decks alike. So it's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad. The first cards that I want to talk about is, of course, the main deck cards, the cards that you guys can be playing in your main deck that can affect other decks as well. The first 2 cards are hand traps. They're really good. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. Ghost Bell finally makes a strong push inside of one of the better hand traps, mainly because Thunder Dragons do all of their dirty work, or a lot of their dirty work, in the banish pile. Ghost Belle loves when cards activate in the banish pile. Being able to have another Ash Blossom-like card and prevent a card from being special summoned from the deck to the side of the field when Thunder Dragon Dark is activated, arguably one of their best cards. And also being able to Ash Blossom monsters like Thunder Dragon Dark, again, arguably one of their best cards from searching, is a really powerful feel. I think that these two hand traps are really good, Ghost Belle and Ash Blossom, mainly because they stop so much synergy from the deck. They stop it from popping off. A little bit of a runner behind is Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and it's not necessarily a great card, but if your opponent just happens to normal summon that Battery Man Solar, you got a Ghost Belle target. Other than that, Ghost Belle is not a great card against Thunder Dragon, so I'm not telling you not to mainboard those Ghost Ogres, but it's really only has one choice, and once players stop playing Battery Man Solar, it might be a problem. Another great card against Thunder Dragons is Infinite Impermanence, a card that could be played inside of the main board to combat the Thunder Dragon, Titan, and Colossus. Now, there are times where a Thunder Dragon player might just only be able to summon a Colossus or a Titan, and Infinite Impermanence, you can choose between one of those cards to negate and then keep pushing going. Thunder Dragons are a very anti-meta-like deck. Being able to summon that huge monster that prevents the opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Is its greatest strength and its greatest weakness. Infinite Impermanence can take advantage of that by negating the monster so you can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Some other really good capital choices, in my opinion, are Mind Control and Widow Anchor. Now, Widow Anchor is really powerful because it's an Infinite Impermanence and it's also a Mind Control in 2 cards. The only requirement is that you can't have monsters on your side of the field, which is great for going second against this deck. Mind Control also allows you to steal your opponent's Thunder Dragon Colossus, effectively meaning that if they have Thunder Dragon Titan and Thunder Dragon Dark in their hand, they can't use Thunder Dragon Dark, so Thunder Dragon Titan's effect can't be activated. I just thought I should point that out because that's a really cool interaction. Forbidden Chalice also works in the same way of Infinite Impermanence, being able to activate it itself to negate an opponent's monster, whether it's the Thunder Dragon Titan or the Thunder Dragon Colossus, so you can start playing on with Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, the next set of cards I'm going to be talking about, I don't think are really good cards, mainly because a good Thunder Dragon player or a skilled Thunder Dragon player already has the outs to it, but if you play them inside of your main deck, hey, go for it. Kaijus are extremely powerful against Thunder monsters. Why? Because again, this is a sit on top of a huge monster and your opponent can't stop it. The Thunder Dragon monsters do have the ability to protect themselves from destruction, but not from being tributed. So Gamseel and Lightning, well, you don't want to give them the Lightning Kaiju. That just doesn't sound like a good idea. That's a 3300 Thunder monster. Don't give them the Lightning one, all right? Give them any other Kaiju except for that, but those are really good options. Same thing with Winged Dragon Aroused Sphere Mode, because the deck can summon up multiple fusion monsters on their side of the field, and Lava Golem, really good for breaking your opponent's board. Now, the reason why I say that this isn't a great strategy is because skilled Thunder Dragon players will side Rivalry of the Warlords, and being able to Rivalry of the Warlords your opponent while you have that board and you opened a Kaiju, scoop it up, scoop it up. I can't sing, but you gon' scoop. Now, Thunder Dragons love to get their effects off of being banished. They love it. So, of course, we have some counters for that. Playing cards like Artifact, Lancey, and Chaos Hunter can be pretty good against the Thunder Dragon support. Now, the reason why I wouldn't necessarily recommend the Chaos Hunter is because all they have to do is activate a Thunder monster in their hand, plop out a Thunder Dragon Colossus, which just so happens to be stronger than the Thunder Dragon Titan, and then you can do it from there. But Artifact Lancey is really powerful because it's a hand trap that can also be activated on your side of the field. So Artifact Sanctum can be used to summon the Lancey to your side of the field to tribute itself to prevent your opponent from banishing cards for the entire turn. Another great card is if you guys don't like playing hand traps or have an ability to go first every time against Thunder Dragons for some reason, is Imperial Iron Wall. Now, Iron Wall has been around for ages, and it was really good against Dragon Rulers. The only difference between Dragon Rulers and Thunder Dragons is that Thunder Dragon doesn't have a card that discards itself from the hand to destroy a card on the field, not just yet. An Imperial Iron Wall could definitely sit on the board and prevent the Thunder Dragon monster's banished effects from activating. This could be huge against the strategy, mainly because those banished effects can start to add up over time and really be needed for the Thunder Dragon deck to perform. Now, if you guys want to get really niche against the Thunder Dragon archetype, there are some cards that specifically work against Thunder Dragons really well. One of them I would like to talk about is Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. Now, while this card doesn't prevent the continuous effects of preventing your opponent from searching and preventing its destruction, it does prevent those monsters from activating their effects. So Thunder Dragon Titan won't be able to activate its effect, and it also prevents those monsters from attacking. I didn't think that it was a really powerful card, but just a card to mention. Meteion the Time Lord is insane against this deck. Why? Because they really don't have anything to stop this card. Thunder Dragon Titan cannot destroy Meteion the Time Lord because he can't be destroyed by card effects, and it also just shuffles all of them into the deck, so they can't protect themselves. I think that Meteion might be one of the better side deck cards going second, going forward against this deck. Another card that I want to talk about is Book of Eclipse in Zombie World. Now, Book of Eclipse, I want to say, is more built towards board breaking or OTK-like decks. If you're going to activate this card, you need to break your opponent's board fast, because if you can't destroy those monsters, then you're going to pay for it by giving your opponent those draws. And then the last card is Zombie World, a niche card, because it turns everything on the field and graveyard to zombies, and you kind of need to do certain things with Thunder monsters on the field for the deck to operate. Now, I'm not saying those are the end-all be-all, except for Meteion the Time Lord. That's a really powerful card against them. But those are some really powerful niche cards that would only be really good against Thunder Dragons and subpar to other decks. Now, I have 3 other cards that would do extremely well against this strategy. But again, you gotta kind of give what you take. Cards like Soul Drain. Wow. Activate by paying 1,000 life points. Monsters that are banished as well as monsters in the graveyard cannot activate their effects that start a chain. Unfortunately, it's limited to 1, but it's still a really powerful card against them. Mind Drain. Whoa, monster effects cannot be activated from the hand. Another great card against Thunder Dragons, but the most important one, monsters that could be played inside of your main deck, a card that I just think is overall good, Dino Wrestler Prankotrops. Never would have thought that card was coming. It can special summon himself to the side of the field and destroy your opponent's card on the side of the field. Now, granted, if they have Thunder Dragon monsters in the graveyard, then Prankotrops isn't as effective, but I think that it's a really niche card I just wanted to throw out there in case that you're in a situation that you need a monster to link into a Nightmare Unicorn or make a Boral Sword Dragon to attack over the monsters. It has more utility than just summoning himself to the side of the field to destroy your opponent's cards. Now, there are a couple of decks I might want to consider putting down when this deck is running rampant. These decks are Trickstar, True Draco, and Sky Striker. Those 3 decks kind of get hit pretty hard. First of all, starting to talk about Trickstar, Thunder Dragons kind of prevent half their deck from searching. No Kandina, no Light Stage, none of that. And even more importantly, Trickstar Reincarnation might help them. Oh my god, banish my hand, please? Thank you. I might want to put down Trickstar. You might want to put down Trickstar if you're seeing a lot of Thunder Dragons in your meta. Sky Striker is a deck that you guys could still get away with playing, but you really have to watch it, because if they go first and summon Colossus, you can be in a really tough spot. And True Draco, while True Draco isn't inherently inhibited by Thunder Dragon Colossus because of its draw cards through Desires or Duality or whatever you may play, Diagram is limited, the monsters are stronger, so you might be in a little bit of a situation. To be honest with you guys, I'd elevate True Draco above the other 2 decks that you guys should consider not playing, but it still isn't in a great spot right now because True Draco's better matchups have been hit by this deck. So there you have it. Now, some decks that are really good against Thunder Dragon are Altergeist. Whoa! Altergeist has a built-in outs to Colossus through Silquitos and Mullaseek. Whoa! Fire cards right there. It generates advantage without searching. That's another great thing. And more importantly, it can just grind with Thunder Dragons until A, their life points is at 0, or B, they just can't commit any more monsters on the field because the Altergeist strategy will just prevent them from summoning monsters. Every time one is summoned, they'll just pop it back to the hand or disrupt it later on. Paleo just doesn't search. It just doesn't. And if it goes first, it can prevent the opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, Totally Awesome is still a really powerful card. Like, and on top of that, the new Trap card, really good at getting your Kandina to flip those Thunder Dragon monsters face down so you can start getting over those monsters. Me and a friend, Veifa, were actually talking about Burning Abyss being an excellent strategy against Thunder, and I don't think that it does have an instant go-to deck, but I do think it has its advantages. Being able to mainboard Kaijus, being able to have access to Farfa and Alec are really, really good cards, and also Phoenix Warrior Rhino prevents Titan from destroying your other Burning Abyss monsters before you make a card that you feel is more comfortable. comfortable. I think that those 3 decks might have a little bit of an advantage, or just could be played against Thunder Dragons comfortably and still have a good run at the meta. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you didn't, let us know down below in the comment section what we could do to be better. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.